My next patron question is from Andrew, who wants to know my thoughts on a particular element of film criticism. A common trait of film criticism is ratings. Whether it's out of 5 or 10 or even using letter grades, a lot of people use it to sum up their thoughts, and it's an easy way to see how someone feels about a film. I always use them myself, especially on Letterboxd. However, much like with many other aspects of film criticism, I tend to see people look too much into ratings for one reason or another. Others saying either it's too low or it's too high. So my question is simply, do you think numerical and letter grades are useful in film criticism, and do you think people sometimes look too much into it? I think letter and number grades can certainly be useful, especially to the person doing the grading. It's a good way to remember how you might have felt about a movie if it's been a long while and you don't recall exactly what your stance was. I do think one thing that's important to remember is that not all films are judged equally, especially if they're in a different genre. I think Schindler's List and Back to the Future are both excellent movies and both are perfect 5-star movies in my book. But I'm obviously judging them on different criteria, and I'm certainly not comparing one to the other. And yet there are people who might assume that. Here's a random example of a fictional moviegoer. Let's say someone watched the new Lindsay Lohan Netflix movie, Falling for Christmas, and gave it 3 stars out of 5. They thought it was a decent fun time with enough laughs to overcome issues they may have had with the plot. They then saw the new Todd Field movie Tar and gave that 3 stars because they liked Cate Blanchett's performance and the themes, but thought it ran far too long. Some internet user might get annoyed with them getting the same rating, even though they were obviously judged on different terms, because of them being completely different films with different goals. Interestingly enough, Roger Ebert and Richard Roeper had a discussion about this on their television show. Ebert had recently given thumbs up to the Adam Sandler remake of The Longest Yard, but gave thumbs down to Steven Spielberg's adaptation of War of the Worlds, which led to this.
And Longest Yard gets thumbs up, and this gets thumbs down.
Well, you know, oddly enough, no. It doesn't work that way.
But how does it not work that way?
Because people should be smart enough to listen to what we say instead of looking at the dumb thumbs and the dumb stars, because there are gradations and contexts that go on.
And Ebert was right. He judged The Longest Yard as a comedy and if it made him laugh, while for War of the Worlds he judged it as a science fiction thriller and if it accomplished those goals while also stacking it up against Spielberg's previous sci-fi films. I myself have occasionally gotten remarks about my own ratings decisions, with complaints occasionally not making a lot of sense. I once read an angry comment saying I was wrong for having a less enthusiastic response to Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book and for liking the animated jukebox musical Strange Magic. Why doesn't that comment make sense? Because I gave both films the same rating. Neither film got a rousing endorsement from me, so I'm still scratching my head at how this person came to the conclusion I was a fan of Strange Magic. I also think the internet has created this strange binary system where every movie is either a masterpiece or absolutely terrible with few redeeming qualities. A movie is allowed to be average, or okay, or fine. Something that's been pointed out to me a few times is that I usually give most superhero movies 3 stars, and I don't really understand why that's so fascinating. Most superhero movies, especially nowadays, are 3-star worthy. That's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Although, interestingly enough, Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings and Thor Love and Thunder are the only movies in Marvel's Phase 4 I've given 3 stars to. Most I've given 3.5 stars to, with Spider-Man No Way Home getting 4 stars from me. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with just giving a rating to something and leaving it at that. Sometimes it can be pretty self-explanatory. If someone gives a comedy 1 star, it's easy to conclude that this person did not find this comedy to be particularly funny. If they gave an action movie 4.5 stars, they likely found the action sequences to be exciting and well done, were invested in the characters, and were impressed with how it told the story. However, it can also be valuable to read or hear what the person has to say if they indeed have more to say. They will probably bring a different approach when discussing a lighthearted romantic comedy versus a gory horror film. Roger Ebert was always good about that. He tried to judge a film based on its intent and the audience it was aimed at, rather than being annoyed that a cute family comedy about a talking dog was not Sunset Boulevard. And don't assume because someone gave the same rating to a big-budget sci-fi blockbuster and a David Lynch movie that they judge them on the same criteria. With the exception of Dune, of course. Thank you for your question, Andrew.